Welcome back to World Bike 55. Today we are taking a detailed look at a motorcycle that stands out from the crowd with its unusual styling, V-twin engine, low-slung cruiser attitude, and impressive equipment for a 300cc machine. This is the 2026 Benda BD300, a motorcycle that shows how much character can be packed into a relatively compact cruiser. Before we begin, one important point is worth mentioning. The BD300 has appeared in different versions and markets, so specifications and pricing can vary. The figures in this review are based on the BD300 specification family currently documented in international sources, rather than assuming that every market receives exactly the same version. At first glance, the Benda BD300 does not look like a typical 300cc motorcycle. It has the visual presence of a much larger cruiser, with a long, low profile, a muscular fuel tank, a relaxed strutting position, and a wide rear section. Instead of trying to look like every other entry-level cruiser, Benda has given the BD300 its own personality. That is probably one of the strongest reasons someone would consider this motorcycle. It is not simply about getting from one place to another. It is about arriving with a bike that looks different. The engine is the heart of the BD300. And this is where the motorcycle becomes particularly interesting. Instead of using a conventional single-cylinder or parallel twin engine, the BD300 uses a 298cc liquid-cooled V-twin. Depending on the version and source, output is listed around 29.5 to 30.6 horsepower, while torque is around 25 to 27 Nm. The engine uses electronic fuel injection, an 8-valve design, and liquid cooling. That V-twin configuration is one of the BD300's biggest selling points. A 300cc V-twin gives the bike a different character from many smaller motorcycles. The engine is designed to deliver a smooth, distinctive power delivery while also giving the rider the feeling of riding something more substantial. With peak power arriving in the upper part of the rev range, the motorcycle should feel increasingly energetic as the revs climb. The 6-speed transmission works with a belt final drive. This is another unusual feature in this displacement category. A belt drive gives the motorcycle a clean appearance and can reduce some of the routine maintenance associated with a traditional chain. It also fits naturally with the relaxed cruiser character of the BD300. The combination of a V-twin engine, 6-speed gearbox, and belt drive gives this motorcycle a mechanical package that feels more premium and distinctive than the numbers alone might suggest. Benda has also offered versions of the BD300 with a slipper clutch, adding another layer of refinement to the drivetrain. On an updated version, the company also introduced traction control, which is particularly notable because electronic rider aids are not always common on motorcycles in this class. Now let's talk about performance. With roughly 30 horsepower from a 298cc V-twin, the BD300 is not designed to compete with high-performance sport bikes. But that is not the point. Its performance philosophy is about smooth acceleration, comfortable cruising, and strong visual and mechanical character. The motorcycle should be particularly enjoyable when accelerating through the middle of the rev range, where the V-twin configuration can give the bike a satisfying response. The available specifications list the top speed in the neighborhood of 129 to 150 km per hour depending on the exact BD300 version and market specification. Because different versions and testing conditions can produce different results, riders should treat these figures as approximate rather than as a guaranteed real-world number. For everyday riding, the BD300's performance should be more than adequate. In city traffic, the low-speed character of the cruiser layout can make the motorcycle feel relaxed, while the 6-speed transmission provides enough gearing for faster roads. On open roads, the engine has enough output to maintain useful cruising speeds without making the motorcycle feel completely out of breath. One of the most attractive aspects of the BD300 is its riding position. The seat is relatively low, with published specifications listing around 690mm for some BD300 versions. A low seat can make the motorcycle easier to approach for riders who prefer a lower seating position. The overall cruiser design also places the rider in a more relaxed posture compared with an aggressive sport bike. The updated Greystone-style BD300 16 brought changes to the riding position, including a taller cruiser-style handlebar and wider position foot controls compared with the earlier configuration. These changes were intended to make the motorcycle more comfortable and more traditionally cruiser-like. The chassis is another important part of the package. The BD300 uses a steel frame, while some specifications list an aluminum alloy rear swinger. The wheelbase is around 1,420mm on the current Chinchilla 300 specification, while earlier BD300 specifications list a similar long, cruiser-oriented stance. The longer wheelbase contributes to the bike's planned appearance and should help provide stability during relaxed road riding. Suspension duties are handled by front telescopic or inverted style suspension depending on the version. With rear spring-based suspension, the objective here is not razor-sharp track handling. Instead, the setup is aimed at balancing comfort, stability, and the relaxed nature of the motorcycle. When it comes to braking, the BD300 offers disc brakes at both ends, with dual-channel ABS listed for the motorcycle. This is a significant feature because ABS can help reduce the risk of wheel lock during hard braking, especially when road conditions are less than perfect. Some versions have also been equipped with traction control, giving the motorcycle an additional electronic safety feature. The wheels and tires contribute heavily to the BD300's visual identity. Different versions have used different wheel and tire combinations. Earlier specifications list a 120/80/16 front tire and a 150/80/15 rear tire, while the updated BD300 16 moved to a wider 130-section front tire and a 16-inch rear wheel with a 150-section tire. The motorcycle industry is full of machines that follow established formulas. The Benda BD300 takes a different approach. It asks a simple question: why should a 300cc cruiser look and feel ordinary? The answer from Benda is a motorcycle with a stretched silhouette, muscular bodywork, a V-twin engine, belt drive, wide tires, low seating, and a distinctive personality. Whether you love the design or think it is too unconventional, it is difficult to confuse the BD300 with a generic commuter motorcycle. From the front, the bike has a broad and confident stance. From the side, the low profile and long wheelbase make it look significantly